everybody, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, what a wacky weekend for video game social media. From some dude freaking out about pronouns in Starfield to one mega superstar saying he doesn't like another mega superstar, causing everyone to feel like they have to chime in. Let old Uncle Jesse just clear this all up for you. First up, Jacksepticeye, in a video for some other big YouTubers I'm sure I've never heard of, said he didn't like Mr. Beast because Mr. Beast ruined YouTube, which, to be clear, YouTube was ruined, 10 years ago by companies like Maker Studios or Machinima trying to game the system. In response, YouTube created all the terrible algorithms we know today to prevent stuff like that from happening, and so the only way to get past the algorithms was to make gimmick videos or spectacle videos, which is pretty much the meta right now on YouTube. And so Mr. Beast is doing the meta, and he's doing it very well. But if anything, he's a symptom of what's wrong with YouTube, not necessarily the problem. It's about getting attention, and sometimes it's any way possible. Mr. Beast, I would say, is on the lesser side of what I consider a lot of attention-seeking assholes. There's so many of those, like, it's just a prank, bro, YouTubers that I hate them. I hate them. But Mr. Beast is, I think, the least offensive out of all of them, but he is the most successful. And so I think that he's an easy target, which, I don't like Mr. Beast. I don't watch Mr. Beast, but I don't think he's what's wrong with YouTube. I do 100% think that Maker and Tastemade and Defy and Fullscreen and Machinima, all the executives from those companies, those MCNs that ruin YouTube for all of us, yeah, they can go kick rocks. I hate all of them. As for this dude complaining about pronouns in Starfield, pronouns are everywhere. I think what he means is he's a bigot and doesn't like people who are different from him. I think that's what it is. But hey, good news. 2023 has been a great year for gaming. So if Starfield isn't your cup of tea, there's so many other great games out there right now. I can't even express to you how many games I want to play that I simply don't have time to play at the moment. So go play one of those, find something you enjoy. There's no reason to just be angry all the time, but I think that's the point. Dudes like this and many of the other people are operating in that sort of YouTube meta, which is now the meta for all the internet, which is spectacle, outrage, anger, it gets clicks. This dude wants you to freak out, to get angry, to repost his stuff with your awesome roast of him, so that then people who agree with him will see it and then flock to him, and he'll get more views and more likes and more people in his weird little bubble of oh, we're so angry all the time. All anyone's doing at this point is feeding the algorithm, and yeah, that's why I'm not going to share names or video links or whatever. I honestly, who cares about people like that? Let's have fun. Let's have fun. There's so many ways to have fun online, playing games, hanging out with friends. There's no reason to get caught up in that bullshit. Meanwhile, let's talk real news. News that may affect gaming for a while. Your favorite video game character may be going on strike. If you haven't been following the news, Hollywood has been on strike for a while now. The Writers Guild, which I'm a part of, hit 4 months recently. The issues being that 1, studios are like, what if AI wrote everything? And then 2, writers get paid barely anything compared to executives or whoever. A great example is, I promise you, that TV show that you love, that streaming show that you love, a writer got paid $300 for an episode. The executive who did nothing got 300 to 400 times that amount. Also, while the writers are on strike, SAG-AFTRA, which is the Actors Guild, has also gone on strike because 99.9% of all actors aren't million-dollar celebrities. They're people working for an average of just over $27 an hour. That's how much the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported as the average pay for California actors in 2022. However, the BLS noted that in the data, the actors aren't paid full-time year-round due to the nature of the job. So the average per year is actually much less. And also, hey, they want AI to replace all that too. It's the reason currently why the MCU crew, the Marvel movie podcast that I do with Bronze and JP, isn't broadcasting right now, because we, in solidarity with all the actors and the writers and whatnot, aren't gonna support Disney, which is a huge promoter of a lot of the things wrong with the industry right now. So anyway, this bit of backstory is all leading up to this. The Actors Guild is seeking an 11% increase in wages for game performers, which is the same it's seeking for those who work under film and television contracts. It also wants protection from AI, which it says poses a threat to performers' artistry and livelihoods. The companies involved are Activision Blizzard, Disney, EA, Epic, Insomniac, Take-Two, and WB. Once again, we are facing employer greed and disrespect. Once again, artificial intelligence is putting our members in jeopardy of reducing their opportunity to work. And once again, SAG-AFTRA is standing up to tyranny on behalf of its members, said SAG-AFTRA president Fran Drescher. Which, side tangent, anyone who grew up in the 90s remembers Fran Drescher from The Nanny, and I think it is very funny that she is like the spokesperson and the head of SAG-AFTRA. Good for her. SAG-AFTRA's chief negotiator, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, added, "The voice and performance capture artists who bring video game characters to life deserve a contract that reflects the value they bring to the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry." And that is totally correct, because over the last 10 years, I promise you, some of your favorite characters were brought to life, not just by the animations or the game dev team, but by the voice actors who gave them that soul of what made them a real character. And again, just like in movies and TV, those actors who bring those characters to life make a very small portion of the overall money that a company makes off their character. And so it seems only fair. 11%, it seems only fair. Now, what does all of it mean if they actually go on strike? Honestly, I don't think people know. It's different from movies and television, where a game studio can still develop a game without the actors there to bring the characters to life. A company could still work on a game during the strike and then add the voices after it's over. This, again, is a weird space where, kind of like during COVID times, we may see a year where games start to stall out, or games that would have been released 2 years ago suddenly come out. Honestly, I don't think anyone knows, but I know that a strike is the only way sometimes big companies will listen. Anyway, speaking of games that are in production, actually produced and coming out this week, tomorrow, if you're feeling a little bit indie, check out Chants of Sennar, the stylized puzzle game based on the myth of the Tower of Babel. Explore a fascinating world, solve puzzles, use stealth and cunning to avoid baddies, and decipher ancient languages to connect the people once again. If you've ever seen a game where by looking at it you can tell which of your friends will instantly buy it, you know the exact audience, this is one of those games. It seems like it's got a lot going for it, and it's gonna hit the spot for a lot of you. Then this Thursday, rally your crew, man your spaceship, and prepare for an epic adventure. Void Crew is an upcoming 4-player co-op adventure game where you and your friends need to manage a ship, battle through the stars, and survive all the odds, which I'm sure won't be a hilarious cluster F of miscommunication. Think Sea of Thieves or Guns of Icarus, but in space. It's like first-person FTL. Honestly, this looks like an amazing stream game, and one you can enjoy with your friends even if you're not streaming. This should be one of those that is definitely worth checking out. And of course, who could forget the official release of Starfield this week, and Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to PS5. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.